Civil rights and activist groups meeting with Facebook on Tuesday called the meeting, quote, disappointing. Guys, we got statements from the NAACP, Color of Change, David, the Anti-Defamation League, which was just on with Joe Kernan a moment ago on Squawk. Mike calling it basically a PR exercise. I'm not sure how high expectations were going into the meeting, though.
No, I don't know about expectations going in terms of, in terms of business changes, anything that was going to be durable, what Facebook might say that was different from what it already has been saying. And the market is, I think it's, watching warily, but not panicking over this. I mean, earnings estimates, by the way, since the end of January for Facebook for this year are down 20%. It's not as if people think there's no impact from the macro situation in advertising on Facebook, but it's underperformed on a one-year basis most of the other FANG and mega cap tech stocks. But it's not necessarily that people believe anything going on has been, a game changer for the company's, business model from here, David.
No, it doesn't appear to be a game changer. We've made the point, of course, listen, these large brands are well-known advertisers, not insignificant, but there are 8 million of them on the Facebook platform. A lot of it is direct response, and for a lot of the advertisers, the return on invested capital is extraordinarily high, far higher than they find on other places. And so it continues to be a question of to whether they're not going to go away. And that seems to be the expectation, at least of the investors who are unafraid, at least, as to what is going on right now. But Carl, it was interesting to listen to Jonathan Greenblatt from the ADL talk to Joe and say, listen, right now I can find any number of hate groups, any number of militia groups that want to overthrow the U.S. government on the platform, despite the fact that Facebook keeps telling us they're banning such groups.
Yeah, and I was just taking stock of the moves that the company has made over the last few weeks, guys. They've agreed to this audit, obviously, which we've talked about a lot in terms of how they monitor and handle hate speech. They've banned Boogaloo. They're going to try to register 4 million people to vote. This week, Mike, the news was about no longer giving user data to Hong Kong law enforcement. So, it's not as if they are absolutely standing still. I guess the question is how they're going to meet some of these groups in the middle, with the caveat that as a revenue impact, it's going to be de minimis.
Yeah, and it does seem, though, that the company continues to be kind of reactive, ad hoc. It's kind of discretionary how it's going about it, as opposed to systematic, as opposed to just trying to, in a very broad way, filter certain types of content. The company says, look, it doesn't really prefer to have a lot of the objectionable content on the site because, advertisers tend not to want to interact very much with that anyway, but it's not necessarily kind of fueling a desire, it seems, by the company to really change the fundamental business practices to try and maybe keep it away in a more rigorous way.